Okay, good morning, guys. So, for today, we're going to discuss about our first lesson under the Media and Information Literacy. Okay, and this is the first module, which is the Introduction to Media and Information Literacy. All right, let's begin. Okay, what are the different learning objectives for this lesson? First, describes how communication is affected by media and information. So we'll be able to identify how communication is actually affected by the media and information. Okay. Next, identifies the similarities and differences of first, media literacy, second, information literacy, third, technology literacy, and of course, the combination of media and information literacy. So ano nga ba yung similarities of those different concepts? Next, editorialize the value of being a media and information literate individual. So you will create a certain type of editorial of how an individual considered to be a media and information literate. And the last objective is identifies the characteristics or describe irresponsible uses and competent producers of media and information. So those are the different learning objectives for this lesson. Okay, next. For this, we're not going to discuss this as we have activities for this. So proceed to the next one. Okay, so media literacy. It is the ability to access, analyze, evaluate, and create media. So, ability to access, meaning you have skills or ability to know where to find the media, the different types of media. Yun. Pag sinabing media literacy, alam mo kung saan nahanapin yung mga different types of media. First, analyze and evaluate. So, you know how to analyze a certain type of media. Example, the print media, yung mga newspapers and posters. So, para saan yung mga media na yon? What are the information there na makikita? And you'll be able to evaluate para saan yung mga information na yon. Kanino siya pertain? It pertains to what type of audience. Okay, and create media, of course, you can probably create a simple type of media as a media literate individual. Next, information literacy. These are the skills and ability that allows a person to recognize when the information is needed and how he or she will be able to access, locate, evaluate, and use it effectively. Alright, so allows the person to recognize when the information is needed. So, alam dapat ng isang tao kung kailan niya kailangan yung mga information. Alright, example, meron siyang assignment or project. So, alam niya na kailangan yung mga information because it is part or necessary for that person to answer the assignment or project. So, that's it. And be able to access or locate the information. Of course, they know how to find the information, where to find it exactly. Alam niya kung saan hahanapin yung mga information na yon. And they know how to evaluate the information. Or alam niya kung ito bang information na to ay necessary para sa kailangan niya. Alam niya i-evaluate yung mga sources. Ito bang sources na to ay relevant doon sa information na kailangan mong hanapin. And use it effectively. Alam niya kung paano gamitin yung mga information. Alright, hindi lang basta nag-copy paste sa website. Alam niya kung paano yung tamang pagkuha ng information sa mga website, paraphrasing, and citation. Okay? Technology literacy is the ability to acquire relevant information and use modern day tools to get, manage, apply, evaluate, create, and communicate the information. So, ability to acquire relevant information and use modern day tools. So, alam niya kung ano yung, ano at what, okay. Kung ano yung mga modern day tools or equipment related to technology. Alam niya kung ano yung mga gamit nun. Alam niya kung para saan yun, what are the uses and functions, the application. Alright, so they know how to manage it. Paano niya aalagaan yung mga technology na yun to make it long lasting. Okay? And they can evaluate. Alright, kung ito bang technology na to ay makakatulong. Alright, and create a simple type of technology. So, if you know how to create that, then you will consider to be technology literate. And of course, communicate the information to a certain type of technology. So, yun yung ating media literacy, information literacy, and technology literacy. Right, let's get further. Media literacy refers to how an individual can use the different types of media and communicating the information. So, of course, we know what are those types of media and how are we going to use it to deliver or communicate the information on it. Yun yung media literacy. Information literacy refers to how a person is able to look for the relevant information from various types of media with the help of the technology. Yun, so alam natin yung mga different types of media that provide a certain type of information na kailangan natin. And the relevant information, to be specific, with the help of the technology. Ano ba yung mga technology na yan? Mga cellphone, television, radio, yun. So those are the technology. And of course, a medium as well in delivering the information. Okay? Next. Teka, yun muna ako. Alright, next, technology literacy. It pertains to how an individual utilizes technology to communicate and send information through the different types of media platforms. So alam naman natin na technology and media are correlated to each other, right? So we know how are we going to communicate for the technology, or how are we going to communicate in a certain type of technology in sending the information through the different media platforms. So we know how to do that, okay, if we are technology literate. We know what are the technology to use based on the information na kailangan natin. Alright. Okay, now, since alam na natin yung tatlo, then we should know pag kinumbine natin yan and come up with a media and information literacy. So these are the skills or abilities that will help a student or individual to conduct a well-organized and thorough research, media and information literacy, together with the technology literacy, of course, yung media literacy, and the information literacy as well, which are essential in developing the 21st century skills. Alright, since we are living in a digital world, so it is very important to make them well-rounded and productive global citizens in the future if we are equipped and prepared enough and different types of things in a digital world. So, alam naman natin ngayon na the modernization is really fast. So, kailangan natin makasabay. So, we should be media and information literate to begin with. Alright, who are the creators of media and information? So, sino ba yung mga gumagawa niyan? Alright, first, writers and journalists. So, they work in the publishing houses normally, news agencies, and advertising firms. So, their primary role is to translate relevant and meaningful information into printed materials. Ano yung mga printed materials na yun? Books, newspapers, and magazines. So, sila yung mga gumagawa pala nun, yung mga writers and journalists natin. So, they should possess a good command of grammar. So, alam dapat nila yung tamang grammars. Wala dapat masyadong grammatical errors when they are publishing it. Writers and journalists make sure that the readers will obtain important information about a story or article they are writing, of course. So, kailangan the information they are sharing should be substantial, sensible, so that yung kanilang mga readers will be able to be knowledgeable in getting those types of information. Okay. Next, editors. So writers and journalists work hand in hand with editors to ensure that the manuscript or articles submitted by the former or by the writers and journalists are high in standard. So kailangan mataas yung quality and fit from factual and grammatical errors. So yun nga. Hindi dapat masyadong sobrang dami ng pagkakamali. Kasi if there are a lot of errors, then doesn't make sense. So hindi masyadong maniniwala sa kanila yung mga readers nila. And yung mga viewers nila. So make sure that the editors will actually check that before they publish. Okay, so writers and journalists, editors, next. Directors, also known as the filmmakers. So directors create movies, shows, or programs and plays that are seen on theaters, television channels, respectively. A director sees to it that a message of a show is made clear to the audience. So dapat malinaw. It should be intended for a specific audience. Kung ano yung dapat nilang ihatid sa mga audience nila. It should be clear enough to understand by the general public. Depends on their audience. Okay, so yun yung mga directors natin or filmmakers. So again, writers and journalists, editors, directors. Okay, remember that. Next. Performers. So these are actors who portray the characters in movies, shows, or programs and plays are called performers in general. So director guides the performers so they can deliver their portrayal effectively. Yun. So yung mga director daw, sila yung nag-guide dun sa mga performers natin. So they can do the portrayal according to what it should be. So kung walang director, kanya-kanya na yan. So kailangan mayroong mag-guide sa kanila so that when they have the overall output, maganda yung kalalabasan. And it's not only for entertainment, but it should be informative enough to provide information sa kanilang audience. Alright. Sino-sino pa yung mga performers? So, we have the celebrities, yung mga actors and actresses natin. So, based on their acting, so they would be able to show us information, provide entertainment that is necessary for us na maka-encourage or inspire sa atin. So, yun yung ating mga public figures, mga celebrities. So, like Marian Rivera, Ding Dong Dantes, Sharon Cuneta, etc. So, marami pa tayong local celebrities. James Bond International. Who else? We have singers and dancers who express their creativity and the inner thoughts through their craft, which can be either be song or dance. So, performers in terms of their skills and abilities, singing and dancing. So, the singers and dancers natin. So, they actually express themselves through singing and dancing. So, kung ano yung kinakanta nila, of course, there's certain meaning. So, they make sure na ang kanilang mga ibinabahagi ay makaka-inspire sa mga tao. Alright. And the dance, yeah, of course, it makes us, let's say, the exercises, so makakatulong siya for healthy, to make us healthy. Yan. Next. The visual artist, so paintings and sculptures are some of the masterpieces that the visual artists create. So ito naman, so skills in terms of expressing ideas and thoughts through artworks paintings and masterpieces. So ito yung ating mga visual artists. So hindi naman lahat ay into writings, singing, dancing. So, yung iba ay visual. So yung mga visual artists natin, they give us certain type of information na makaka-inspire din sa atin, which some people can actually understand a certain type of visuals. Okay, so yun yung ating mga visual artists. Alright, so we're done with that. So again, sino-sino yung mga yon? Writers and journalists, editors, directors, performers, visual artists. Yun yung ating mga media and information creators. So what are the characteristics of a media practitioner? So first should be truthfulness. So media practitioners should convey a message or information that is accurate, factual, and truthful. So kailangan makatotohanan with evidence or basis, because it can actually harm their reputations, and it's gonna be dangerous kung they will be giving us fake news and incorrect information. Okay, truthfulness, fairness, and objectivity. So the information or message disseminated by media practitioners should always be objective and based on a grounded evidence. So yun nga, there should always be an evidence. Hindi lang basta nagbigay sila ng information, that's it. Okay? And the information should not be biased or opinionated. So, kasi it can actually deceive the public of the truth. Right? So, kailangan fact lagi yung binibigay nila. And real and accurate. Responsibility and integrity. Media practitioners are expressed to show professionalism. So, kailangan there always be in the professional manner. Alright. They're doing it professionally. Hindi lang basta ginagawa nila yun for fun. Okay? Regardless of the situation. Because their integrity and reputation is actually nakasalalay doon. They should not compromise their integrity by giving out bias and partiality of information. Okay? And they possess sense of responsibility and accountability because they are always accountable for what they are giving. Yeah. Okay. Next. Empathy and sympathy. So being a media practitioner does not give the right to use for their job and personal gains. Right? So media practitioners should be sensitive to the needs of others. So they should respect privacy of others. Yun. So they should know ano yung nararamdaman ng iba by providing those information. So alam dapat nila yon. They're not just giving the information for personal gains na mayroong mga hidden agenda. Okay? Next. Hardworking. So media practitioners should be hardworking, of course, providing the information. Alright. So, they should be expected to work hard in sourcing accurate information. So, double time. Especially nowadays, we are in a digital world. So, dapat they are actually doing it tawag doon, mas advanced. Alright. Kasi yun ang mas makakatulong sa atin in the future. So, yun. So, yun yung ating mga characteristic of a good media practitioner. So, hardworking, truthfulness, empathy and sympathy, ano pa ba? Responsibility and integrity, fairness and objectivity. Yun, that's it. So, those are the characteristic of a good media practitioner. Alright, so we're done, I guess. So, those are our important things that you need to know in terms of the introduction for media and information literacy. So I hope that you actually learned something from it. If you have any more questions, then feel free to message me or comment in the Google Classroom, so we'll be able to discuss it further and explain to you and clear out something. Again, so thank you so much for listening, and share this information so others can also be educated. So sharing is caring. So that's all for today. See you on the next video. Have a good day. Keep safe.